If you've ever been evaluating event platforms for any length of time, you've likely run into Cvent. It's the name that comes up in almost every conversation. Sometimes the gold standard, sometimes a cautionary tale. So today we're going to go past the surface and into what actually happens once you're running events on it day to day. My name's Alex from EventsAir, and I'm kicking off our event management software comparison series with EventsAir versus Cvent. Cvent's a platform almost everyone in the industry has an opinion on. It's been around for a long time, and it's the one prospects and planners bring up more than any other. So before we get into anything else, it's worth understanding what it actually does and what it's like to actually run events on it. And just so you know where our research has come from, we've pulled this together from real conversations with real event planners, from independent user reviews. So what you're getting is what people who've actually used the platform have to say. Cvent is the largest pure play event technology company in the world. And as I mentioned, it's the most frequently mentioned platform when planners are comparing options. At a high level, it covers the full event lifecycle: venue sourcing, registration, event websites, attendee and exhibitor management, a mobile app, on-site check-in, virtual and hybrid delivery, and reporting. So on paper, it does most of what you need in one platform. Some organizations, particularly large enterprise teams running high volume events, it does exactly what they need it for. For others, especially mid-market smaller teams, the experience can be a lot more frustrating. So let's get specific on where that split comes from. The biggest recurring theme that comes up is pricing. Cvent charges per registration on top of a licensing fee on top of an implementation cost. So the more successful your event is, the more people show up, the more costs you're gonna have. That's the opposite of how you'd want your budget to behave. It also doesn't stop at registration costs. Features that feel like they should be part of running the event, things like premium surveys or white labeling, often come as a separate add-on. So something that feels like a necessity and part of the event ends up feeling more of a luxury and you have to pay extra for. And because Cvent still works with a limited set of on-site hardware, you're often boxed into what solutions they can support rather than choosing your own. The honest takeaway, with a pricing model built around registration volume and add-ons, it's generally hard to know what your total costs are going to end up being. The second theme is complexity, and it's structural. You see, Cvent has grown largely through acquiring other companies rather than building it in-house, and it shows up in the day-to-day. Planners describe needing several different logins and different functions with data that doesn't necessarily flow between modules. One longtime user put it plainly: the platform feels like it's siloed because of how it was built, acquisition on acquisition. It makes sense that a platform this large requires hands-on training and guidance to use properly. But when that training doesn't land fully, when it's delivered in a large group session that doesn't match how your team actually works, team confidence can start to slip before even going live for your first event. Implementation for the first event has been estimated at 50 to 60 hours of admin work, and G2's own ease of use score in Cvent has been 7.8 out of 10, reportedly the lowest in the category. It's a lot of ground to cover before the platform even starts working instead of the other way around. Once you're in, getting back out isn't always simple. Contracts tend to auto-renew, and reviewers consistently describe the exit process as difficult, some needing months of advance notice just to leave. As pricing climbs year over year, with those pre-registration and add-on costs we covered earlier, that lock-in becomes a bigger issue, because you're not just stuck with rising costs, you're stuck with them for longer than you might expect. And when costs are climbing, and you actually might need help, that's exactly when support can be the hardest to reach. It's largely ticket-based, often routed through offshore teams in different time zones, with wait times reportedly from 30 minutes to over an hour. For planners managing live, time-sensitive events, that gap between needing help and getting it is the real operational risk that's not just an inconvenience. Now, to be fair, Cvent has some real strengths, and it's worth spending some time on before we rush past it. It's been a Gartner Magic Quadrant leader for 3 years running. It has decades of legacy in the industry and is constantly investing in growing the platform, which is why so many event planners already have experience in using it. For very large distributed enterprise teams, that scale is backed by real capability. A supplier network of over 340,000 hotels, role-based access controls, and approval workflows built on organizations governing events across many teams and regions. So here's the honest read. If you're going in with a really specific purpose, clear targets of what you want to achieve in the platform, and you're comfortable with the pricing model going forward, Cvent can genuinely be the right call, particularly if you're already a large enterprise team with internal resources that support that kind of platform. So that's Cvent. Now let's talk about EventsAir. Like Cvent, EventsAir covers the full event lifecycle: registration, event websites, speakers, sponsors, mobile apps, on-site check-in, attendee engagement, feedback collection reporting, and a brand new suite of AI tools. The list goes on. The difference is how it's built. EventsAir is one native platform, not a set of tools brought together through acquisition. So when you move between registration, reporting, and your attendee app, you're working inside one connected system with complete connected data. On pricing, every EventsAir package includes unlimited registrations as standard. There's no pre-attendee fee, so your budget doesn't move every time another person signs up. which means as your event grows or you have a great year and attendance jumps, your costs stay exactly where you planned them to be. And it goes further than registrations too. Features that a lot of platforms treat as a premium extra, your mobile app, white labeling, abstract management, exhibitor portals, are all included in EventsAir as standard, not sold back to you as add-ons. The idea is that you shouldn't have to keep making small purchases or decisions throughout the year just to keep your event managing properly. You get a full platform and you know what the costs are upfront. On complexity, EventsAir is designed with the event planner in mind. A modern interface and workflows that make actually building an event feel straightforward rather than another project to tackle. Onboarding is also very hands-on with our event success experts. Real people who work through your specific event with you, not a generic introduction. On top of that, you've got an event setup assistant built right into the platform, which speeds up getting your event configured and live. Then there's the EventsAir Academy. If your team wants a structured, ongoing training beyond the initial setup, that's genuinely different. It's a genuinely different experience to the kind of steep, self-directed learning curve that comes with some of the larger platforms. You've got support built in every single stage with EventsAir. And lastly, on event delivery, EventsAir is completely hardware agnostic. That means you can use your own on-site equipment if you've already got a kit that you like and trust, or work with a partner network for check-in, kiosk, badging, and staffing if you'd rather have that handled for you. For planners who've built up their own on-site setup over years of running events, or who work with a preferred local supplier, that flexibility means one less thing to negotiate around how you choose to set up your event. So to be just as upfront with you as we were earlier, if you need an enterprise venue sourcing at Cvent scale, across a huge distributed global organization, that's a genuine gap for us today. But if you're an association, PCO, event agency, or a growing events team that's looking for a platform that's intuitive, priced predictably, and backed by one accurate data source that's flexible for everyday needs, that's exactly who EventsAir is built for. So hopefully that gives you a clearer picture of where each event platform fits today. If you want to go further, book a personalized demonstration and we'll walk through your specific events needs with you.